The most dangerous job. The Hoover Dam is a big concrete dam. It helps control the Colorado River. It helps control flooding. It helps get water to homes. It helps get water to the farmers' fields. It is used to make electrical power. Work began on the dam on March 11th, 1931. It ended on February 29th, 1936. It was a big job. It took a lot of men. On many days, over 5,000 men were on the job at one time. The dam was built across a deep canyon. The canyon was hundreds of feet deep. Building the dam was dangerous work. The most dangerous job was that of the high scalers. High scalers had to be strong. They could not be afraid of heights. High scalers cleared loose rock. The rock was on the sides of the canyon walls. To get to the loose rock, the high scalers would dangle from ropes. They would dangle hundreds of feet above the canyon floor. Why did the scalers have to remove loose rock? The canyon walls needed to be smooth. They needed to be smooth so the concrete sides of the dam could be anchored on them. In the morning, the scalers were lowered over the canyon rim. They would sit on small wooden planks. They would dangle against the canyon wall. For 8 hours, they would grip a roaring jackhammer. They would use the jackhammer to chip away at loose rock. One time, an engineer was on the rim. He was looking at the cliff. He leaned over too far. He fell in. Two high scalers named Oliver Cohen and Arnold Parks heard the man falling. Quickly, they pushed off of the wall. They swung out into the canyon on their ropes. Cohen grabbed for the engineer as the man was falling down through the air. Cohen got him by one leg. A second later, Parks grabbed the engineer's upper body. Cohen and Parks pinned the engineer against the high canyon wall. They held him there until a line could be rigged so he could be hauled to safety. Now, we have questions. So the most dangerous job. After reading the story, answer the questions, fill in the circles next to the correct answer. I'm not going to give you the answer to these, but I am going to explain them, and I might highlight bits and pieces so that you know what the answers should be. So, number one, this story is mainly about dams and what they do, Oliver Cohen and Arnold Parks, an engineer and the canyon rim, high scalers, and the Hoover Dam. Now, for A, think about this. Do they talk about other dams in here? The only dam they mention is Hoover Dam, yeah? So they only mention Hoover Dam, okay? So there's no other dams listed. Oliver Cohen and Arnold Parks, well, their part is only right there, okay? An engineer and the canyon rim, well, that's the same. And then we have high scalers and Hoover Dam. So the whole entire thing is about Hoover Dam. And we have high scalers are listed first over here. And we have the talk about scalers here. And then we talk about two high scalers here. And then that finishes it. So which one do you think is the correct answer? Number two. Why couldn't high scalers be afraid of heights? They sat on small wooden planks. They would chip away at loose rock. They would grip roaring jackhammers for 8 hours. They dangled hundreds of feet above the canyon floor. So, I'm going to tell you, I don't want to necessarily give you the answer. I want you to look. But I will tell you the answer for number two is here. Okay? So read that one closely, and then you should be able to find the answer for that. All right, number three. When you control something, you have a dangerous job, a line you can rig, the power to hold it back, something that can be anchored. So think about the word control for this answer. So when you control something, what do you do with it? So you can think about anything. So if it's a dog, what can you tell the dog to do? You can tell the dog to come. You can tell the dog to stop. You can tell the dog to fetch. So think about that as your answers. All right, number 4. Think about how the word safe relates to dangerous. What words relate in the same way? So safe and dangerous are antonyms. So they are the opposite. So we want to find other words that are the opposite. So we have remove, add, canyon, rim, dangle, plank, grip, jackhammer. So which ones mean the opposite? Number 5, what part of the engineer who fell did Cohen grab? And we have his arm, his leg, his hand, his upper body. And for that one, it should be in this last paragraph. So remember, we want Cohen, not Parks. So what did Cohen grab? So Cohen grabbed, and I'm not going to read the rest of that. But that should be enough hints to give you guys a chance to do this on your own.